Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Mississippi DOC Wilkinson County Correctional Facility.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Mama.
I'm Christy Barong Barber from Brandon, Mississippi. Chance is one of the smartest kids I've ever known. He made a 26 on his ACT when he was 11.
Reporting live from Capitol Hill, this is Chance Barong.
He was in a mentoring program in middle school where they mentored children in special education. Graduated from high school with high honors at 16. He was a football star, big boy, loved football. He was just the all-American kid. And by his 17th birthday, he was a heroin addict. It started when he was in private school playing football in small-town Mississippi. There have been 4 overdoses that I know of that emergency services got involved and he had to be administered Narcan and resuscitated, where he actually coded. That has happened 4 times. There have been multiple close calls. This is 1 year. He was 16 years old in this picture, and then he was 17 years old here. They were both taken in May. This is what 1 year of heroin addiction did to my son. I grew up thinking that there were good people and there were bad people, and bad people did drugs. And so a lot of Mississippians feel that way. So when you find out that your child is addicted to this thing that you've always been told is a terrible thing, it's hard to kind of push past the embarrassment, the fear of being ostracized. I was afraid of what people I worked with would think. So you hide it and you keep it to yourself and you try to pretend in public that it doesn't exist. And you don't realize that by doing that, you're hurting your child even more. What would you say to other people who are facing addiction and the things that you've gone through? What would you say to them?
Just make one positive decision. Even if you make 2 negative after, just make one of them. And just keep trying. And it's going to work if you really want it somewhere.
I love you.
I love you, Mom.
All right, big kisses. Mwah.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
So much potential. Chance is currently serving a 30-year sentence. His battle with addiction changed me fundamentally. In some weird way, it made me a better person because I realized that my little bubble was not the reality for so many.
Overdoses are on the rise as we are seeing an almost 50% increase from previous years.
Experts say heroin use is exploding in Mississippi.
I realized how fortunate, how lucky I am because I had the resources. I knew doctors. I had the money to go fill a prescription. I understood the signs of an overdose. And I had all of those resources available to me that the majority of Mississippians don't have. Even though it was easy for me, it is tremendously hard for so many people. And they just want their children to live too. And it made me realize that I was strong enough to stand up and do something about it. When Chance was sentenced and we all kind of faced the reality that this was a lengthy prison sentence, I asked Chance, I said, I can either fight for you or I can fight for the whole, but I can't do both at the same time. So he said, Mama, there's more people here who need you than just me, so I need you to fight for everyone. So I started the Molly Angel Project. Molly was Chance's high school sweetheart, and Molly died of a fentanyl overdose on November 6th of 2019. So when I told Chance that I wanted to find a way to get Narcan to people who needed it, he asked me to do it in Molly's honor. When I started the Molly Angel Project, I thought, okay, there's going to be a handful of kids that need Narcan. But then it grew into realizing that there were other things in the system that were broken. It wasn't just that people weren't helping. A lot of the ways to help people are illegal. I did not know how deep the changes needed to be to really make a difference in people's lives. It never occurred to me that fentanyl testing strips were illegal in this state. Fentanyl is an extremely powerful narcotic, and it is very, very highly concentrated. So it takes a minute amount to cause an overdose. It's so easy for substances to be contaminated with fentanyl. Fentanyl testing strips allow someone who is using any substance to know whether or not that substance has been contaminated with fentanyl. Fentanyl testing strips were considered drug paraphernalia in Mississippi. So you could be charged with a crime for carrying or using fentanyl testing strips to test a substance. I didn't want to be the person to make these changes, but someone had to. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to start, but AFP and working with AFP helped me learn how to fight effectively. So I got connected with AFP because I met Cade at a book discussion, basically.
Had a friend of mine reach out to me and invite me to a book club, and I meet these wonderful people who had very similar life experiences, and one of them was Christy.
So we met just by chance and became fast friends.
I've never met someone so passionate about helping people. Doesn't matter where she is, doesn't matter what she's doing, she will drop those things and go to help someone. And when you have someone with that much energy and passion about people and about really helping individuals, sometimes those folks might be missing a key piece when it comes to how to maximize their potential.
So I went through the Grassroots Leadership Academy and learned some skills to be able to articulate, to tell my story, to get people engaged in that.
Last year in a session filled with a lot of unexpected bills, there was a bill that made its way through, and it was around fentanyl testing strips. And we wanted to decriminalize them because the important thing is to make sure people can actually get the treatment for addiction and substance abuse they need. We want to be able to keep people alive. A lot of the work that we did was under the dome, but it wasn't just us. It was that collaboration of working with people like Christy.
Mississippi's a place where if you're working with someone and you're wanting to make a really big change, you have to know how to navigate the system. And that's where my knowledge of Mississippi and our amazing team throughout the years was able to help Christy get to know legislators, get to know who to call, what to ask, how to even work on legislation.
July 1st, 2023, the bill was signed into law and it decriminalized fentanyl testing strips.
A new bill signed by the governor could save lives.
Governor Reese has signed a bill that will allow fentanyl testing strips. Supporters say if widely available, testing strips could be used to prevent overdoses.
So this, what we thought was a small bill, became a major factor in our state of improving the lives of many other people, literally by saving lives.
Starla and Cade have not just become my friends, but they have become people that I lean on and rely on personally. They have taught me so much about learning about how government works and how policy works and all of the moving pieces involved in it. I absolutely could not have done any of this without them.
The level of gratefulness I have for this organization. We're gonna save lives. We're gonna really make a difference. And the only way we're gonna do that is by sharing our story.
Each of us have something in our lives, right, that we're passionate about. And Americans for Prosperity gives a home, a grassroots home, if you will, to those individuals to make sure that they can impact their communities and make a difference.
Chance is so proud. I found that when I talked about my son's addiction and I talked about wanting to make a difference, more people opened up to me about it. And I think that's how we break the stigma. That's how we change the way people look at this really ugly thing and know that they're not going through it by themselves.